Hello YouTube, it's Daryl Dawes, your blind musician friend. And why do I call myself your blind musician friend? Well, folks, I am blind. I'm totally blind. I'm a musician, and I'm your friend that's going to show you how to use this MOX F8 as a blind user. So, let's talk about the click method, because I got a viewer that was a little bit confused about the click method. So what I want to do is show you how this works, to be clear, okay? And we're going to do it from category search. Okay, so let me just get out of here real quick. See where I am. Okay, here's my strings. Okay, so well, it's actually just a solo violin. But so what we're going to do is press category search. This is a good area to do it. Category search, if you don't remember, is right next to the data wheel at the top button on the left of the data wheel. Okay. So what we want to do is use our cursor. When I say click method, what I mean is every time you click with the cursor up or down or to the side, you're highlighting a new spot. Now, unfortunately, we can't see the screen, so we're going to need to use a method to navigate the screen since our keyboards don't talk. We don't have a speech synthesizer inside, so we have to use a different technique, and I called it click method. So basically what I'm doing is counting with my cursor where I'm going. So in category search, as an example, you're going to go up to the top and to the left. Okay, once you get there, now you can scroll through your sounds, through the categories is what I mean. Okay, and the reason why you keep hearing me like that is sometimes I'm not sure how many screens or how many places are in the screen, so I'll do that just to be sure I'm at the top left. Okay, especially if you're doing a project, you don't want to make any mistakes. So all right, so in this case, when I was doing it, I was just scrolling through my sounds or through the categories really fast. Okay, so once you're at the top left, you click once down. This is what I mean by click method. Click once down. What I mean is click down once with the down cursor, and now you're at the spot where you can pick the type of pianos, or in this case, what type of pianos, regular acoustic pianos do you want? And they have different things here to pick. Okay, and then you go back up. You're back at the categories where you can pick your category. Now, if you go to the right, click once right. Click, hear that? Click method. Click once right. Listen. That's click, right? So now you're on the spot where you can pick the type of piano you want, as an example, or to give you a better example so you don't get confused with what I just said. I'm going to go back to the left. I'm going to pick a new category. Let's go with strings. Okay, so right underneath the category spot is where you pick the types of strings you want. Do you want solo? Do you want a viola? What do you want? And then you have pizzicatos, and you have synth strings and things of that nature. So up the spot just to the right of the category area on the top left, and then you got the I'm going to guess that this is the top right. Okay, that's where you're going to pick your different types. Since I have my solo strings as the type of strings I want. Here's a list of all the solo strings. And of course, if you like the sound that you pick, you can store these in your user spot. Now remember how to store. I'll go over that in just a second. So okay, so here's that's basically what the click method is. Now reach over to your left here and find any of those knobs, those 8 knobs, okay, any of them, and just grab one and turn it just turn it gently to the left or right. If you notice, click, 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 click. I don't know if you can hear this, but listen. See? So if you heard that, that's also click method. Okay? Let's look at the data wheel. Same thing. Move that now. Turn that. It clicks as well. So that's basically what the click method is all about. All right, now there's some other things I might want to mention before I end this video. Let's see, there I go. I'm just making sure I'm at the top and I'm at the left, where everything starts. Okay, I just exit the category search mode though. But what I wanted to talk about is, now, remember when you go to store something, let's go back into category search actually. I'm just gonna pick something random, okay? So I'm gonna just pick this first synth sound. Okay, there's our synth sound. If I wanted to store that, okay, so remember to press store. Okay, your sound that you're gonna save is still here. As you play the keys, that sound is still here. Okay, so since that sound is still here, we can't tell where on the screen, or what is on the screen, you know, what user location and what patch location. Okay, a sighted person can see it. It's right here. They see it on the left top. They see it on the right. They see, you know, they see everything that's in this screen. We can't do that. So what is a fix for that? Press edit. Now, press a key on your keyboard. You hear where you're at. Go up to the top left with your cursor and change your user spot. You have 3 places to choose from for saving your sound. That's just the user area only. Now, after you pick your user spot, your user location that you're going to use, 1, 2, or 3 bank of the users, cursor right once. Okay? Now, for those of you that don't know exactly where the cursors are, I'm going to recap this, but it's actually in my first couple of videos on the playlist. So, if you take your data wheel, you notice there's a fingerprint in there. Take that fingerprint and let's put it right in the center of between the yes and no button, or the plus and minus button. Let's put it right between there. Okay, so that way when you bring your finger down, you're gonna hit a button. That button that you hit is your up arrow, and below that is your down arrow. Okay, now if you look at the left side, if we look where the negative or the minus button is, there are 2 other buttons underneath that. And the first button that we want to be concerned with is our cursor button, which is our left. Straight across to the right. That button that's underneath the yes or the plus button is our right cursor, of course. Okay, the 2 remaining buttons that are down underneath on both sides is your exit and your exit and your enter. Just to the left of the exit is shift. Okay. All right, back to the video. So what I was talking about was storing our sound. As a blind user, we have to depend on sound, whether there is sound or not sound. Okay. So here's our, let's see, I'm gonna hit edit to verify your sound is still there. You can hit edit. Here's our sound. Okay. Hit edit. And here's a spot that you can save. I'm not going to save, but I want to tell you this. Press store. After you press store and you do all your setup, you know, pick your user location, you know, press edit to here where you're going to store. Okay. And remember on the left is your user. Left top is the user. Right is category, not category, but the spot you're going to save. Okay, the actual patch number, whether it be 1, 2, 3, etc. Okay. Now, note, if for some reason, this is another reason why you want to. Here's something else you might want to consider. When you're on your spot where when you're on the patch location area, I would just, for saving time and making sure you're going to actually save in the right location, put your thumb of your right hand, I'm using my right hand, I'm putting my thumb on the shift, and I'm going to press it down with my thumb, and I'm going to spin the data wheel counterclockwise to make sure I'm at the first location in that area. This is one of my gig sounds. I will not be erasing it, so I'm not going to, I'm going to walk you through it, but I'm not going to actually press it myself. So at this point, after you've done all that, now you press enter twice. Now, I'm going to simulate it with my volume pedal. I have a volume pedal connected to my keyboard. When you press, oh, by the way, press edit so you back your sound. There's your sound that you're going to save, or in my case, that's the sound I would be saving. Now, when you press enter twice, the reason you're pressing it twice is because there's a screen that's saying, are you sure you want to do this? It's giving you another choice to back out, I guess. Press enter twice. Now, after doing that as a blind user, how do we know if it's processing or not? And this is for every process. Every time you're going to hit enter on anything, you want to do this. Press the key on your keyboard. You hear the sound is there. Once the sound disappears, while you press the key on your keyboard, that means it's storing. Stop pressing the key. I would only do it a couple times. As soon as the sound is silent, stop pressing. So that way you don't mess anything up in case. Okay? But that is the way I get around with storing or doing any other process that requires me to press enter. Okay? Now, let's see. I think I covered everything with the click method. We covered the data wheel. We covered the 8 knobs on the left. And we covered using their cursors. The reason why you want to do that, because there's going to be there are parts of the keyboard, this is how I should tell you this. There's parts of the keyboard where the screens are big. I mean, there's a lot of things to choose. I mean, at least 4 squares to click into, especially in the sound design area. There are screens where, for instance, if you're in filters or something of that nature, there are a lot of screens. And I just want to add on this video, and I'll get more into it on sound design, but the difference, the reason why they put all these things in screens instead of putting them on the knobs, see, the knobs control the entire sound. That means if you used 4 oscillators for your sound, or 4 elements in Yamaha speech, the knobs are not going to just turn change change one element. It's going to change all four. So in sound design, they made it so that you can have access to filters and things of that nature for each element. Each element can be set totally different from the other. Okay, so we'll get into that in another video. So just remember, these knobs click, the data wheel clicks, and of course you're counting with clicks with your buttons. Okay, your up and down arrows, your cursor left and right, etc. Okay, and that's all I have to say for this video. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it added value to you with your Yamaha use of the MOX8 or MOXF8 or the MOXF6 actually. So enjoy and have a blessed day. Don't forget to hit that like button to let YouTube know that you're liking my content, and also to hit the subscribe button. And if you can find the notification bell, I've only, when I've subscribed to channels, I don't see that bell, but it just lets me subscribe. But if you can see a notification bell, hit that bell, so that way YouTube will notify you when I upload a new video. Okay, so with that, I will see you on the other side.